this is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Oh!
I just, how did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I see off for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, you stay out of this, Arnie. And I
But
thought,
I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not very true. Okay.
And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot.
I don't need to tinkle.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to episode 160 of the On the Runs podcast. We're less than a week away from the Boston Marathon, and everyone is checking that extended weather forecast. And while you're all concerned about the weather next Monday, I want to know who is to blame for causing it to snow this past weekend. Who put the shovels in the snowblower away? Who jinxed it? The ski mountains are closed and now it's snowing. What the actual F, guys? But before we get to any of that, I got to say hello to my kick-ass rock star of our co-host, 6-star Erica. What's up?
What's up, dude? Hey, I will tell you who I was blaming this weekend, Mr. I wanted to snow. We need one more big snowstorm. So
I wanted to snow before the mountains close. It's April.
Well,
I wanted to snow in January and February and March, not April.
Mother Nature's
10th.
gonna do what Mother Nature does. Oh, look, I have a special guest here today, guys. So Scooter is joining me again today. I will make sure nobody sees his pooter because that's very rude. But we also have another special guest joining us today, and it made me do a little special happy dance when I saw her. So, Allie G, welcome back to this show. We love having you, and this is a great surprise.
I love being here. I'm so excited right now. As you can see, I'm doing the happy dance, and I have the biggest smile on my face, as always, when I'm chatting with you guys. Thanks for
Allie
having me.
was recording her little intro and outro for the Allie G show that dropped yesterday on Monday for Jared Ewing. It was great. The longest Allie G show to date, by the way, 90 minutes. Allie, we got to talk about how long your episodes are.
Wait, it was the longest one to date. I think it's because you texted me and you're like, anything longer than 45 is good to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
But I wanted it to stay 45 to 60. I think I missed that 60, 45 to 60. But I was like, hey, why don't you just stick around in the studio and jump in with us? So when Erica popped in the studio, she had no clue you were going to be here.
It was a wonderful surprise.
Surprise, Erica. It's me.
Still all giggly.
So we'll do this on occasion. You're a third person. As I told you earlier, you got a 50% chance of surviving.
We're going to I'm going to survive, Eric. Can you stop saying that? It's scaring me.
He's going to jinx it. And oh my God, let's get that out of the window.
Yeah.
This is so cool. But Allie, actually, let's talk about you because we are less than a week away from the Boston Marathon, technically recording. You're 1 week away and one sleep from the race. You are running in the Boston Marathon.
I'm scared. I'm not scared, actually. But yes, I am running in the Boston Marathon. I have to tell you guys, I haven't said this publicly, but I have, for the first time, gotten a little bit injured before a race. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay now.
It's okay. It's going to be okay.
I'm priding myself on being patient because literally the last 2 weeks of my life has been pure manifestation that I'm going to make it to the start line, which I am. It's great news. But yeah, I don't know. I went through all the phases that a runner does when they get injured, I think, which is being pissed off. And then I was like, well, it's fine. My body needs a break. And then I was going through that phase. And then I was like, I hate everything. I was back to I hate everything. And then
denial.
Yeah. And then the denial. And then my coach was like, all right, let's try to run on Monday. Cause I went to I got it checked out by the doctor. It's fine. Everything's fine. And he's like, let's try running on Monday, meaning tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was the most excited I've ever been. And then he was like, I have all these positive thoughts about your race. And I was like, well, that's great. We're going to manifest positivity. So that's where I'm at. And I think it's going to be my best marathon yet. We'll see.
Good.
All right.
I think.
Well, we are rooting for you. We always are. And I'm
Thank
putting
you.
all of these good juju vibes out into the universe for you. No injuries. Injuries bad.
No injuries.
What is the injury?
Stupid little Achilles. It's one of the, I know. It was they go from 0 to 100. And then you're like, one day it's great. And then the next day you're like, oh, I can't walk. It's fine.
No.
But yeah, it's fine. It's all good now. I've really taken the time to like chill for the last 2 weeks.
Good.
So it's just a longer taper.
You to taper, right?
Mhm.
Exactly, and that's the
Mhm.
hardest part for runners because you're just like so amped
Might
to
be
go.
a blessing in disguise.
I know. Yeah.
I don't
I know. That's what I keep saying. I think it is a blessing in disguise. I think my body needed it. And I actually took the time, took the rest. And I think I have all this pent up energy because like I haven't done anything. I mean, I've like biked and obviously stayed active to get the blood flowing to my Achilles. But other than that, I haven't really done much running. So I'm saving it all for the Newton
Fingers
Hills.
crossed. Everything will go wonderfully on Boston Marathon Monday.
It's going to go great.
Well,
And
see you guys.
yeah,
Yep.
I was just going to say that.
you
Like,
got that. to
Yeah,
look
I
forward
mean,
to.
obviously.
have you been
Beautiful
checking
smile.
the weather forecast? I teased the weather a little bit in my intro.
You know what's funny? I checked it like a few weeks ago and I saw that it was going to rain. It was going to be hot.
You looked at the 30-day forecast?
Yeah, it's so stupid. I know. But then I'll tell you, I look at it once and then I never look again. And then one of my friends texted me today and she's like, great news, Big Al. It's going to be great weather on Boston Marathon Monday. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
58, I think. It's
Currently,
staying at.
weather.com says, it's a little website where you check the weather, 59 degrees for the high, partly cloudy skies, a high of 59, winds to the north, shifting to the south at 10 to 15 miles an hour, humidity,
I'll take it.
47%. That's actually a lucky number I've been told in the past. 47 is a lucky number, and I'm not
47?
talking about the guy in the Oval Office. I'm just saying in general.
Okay, well, that means I think I'm going to stay alive based on your little thing in the intro.
Better.
You're going to
47 is a
survive.
lucky number,
Eric
so I'm
is
going
just
to
cursing.
I'm going to survive.
Eric is just a curse, and he's like ruining everything.
Hey,
I
I
can't.
said
snow,
if she
man.
was
No more
here,
snow.
she would have been like, yeah, that was me. I did it. Well, anyways, Erica, we heard what Ali G's been up to. What have you been up to this weekend? You went on a long run. I think you were wearing all black. Are you going goth? What's up?
Nope. I'm out of my emo phase. Although that music is still great. Yeah,
I think you should bring it back.
Oh, I wish. Did I pull it off? Did I pull off the black? But
You did.
this was a recovery week for me since my marathon was last weekend. And I was just, taking it real easy. I did a run with Rachel because she's tapering for Boston as well. So today was just a real easy run. Only had like 20 miles this week. Chef's kiss. Beautiful.
20 miles the week after a marathon? What's KJ doing?
She's making sure I'm well rested. KJ, her and I we're going the distance. I'm telling you, man. I'm sticking with her for the foreseeable future. She's gonna get me through. She's gonna get me through my ultras this summer, right, Allie?
That's right. That's right. Me and Erica.
And we're gonna do some good.
I love it.
That's right. The two of you are doing the loopy looper, which you're going to do with the Will Run for a podcast. They're going to be there. Are you
betcha.
doing? So
Are they
wait,
going to be there?
They are. That's where they're from. It's their
my
backyard.
goodness. Oh, so fun.
So it's
Jersey.
your first ultra marathon, right, Allie?
It's my first one.
And are you doing the 12 or the 24?
12.
12. All right. You're
Erica,
going in.
Erica's
you're going
like
in
my
easy.
ultra coach. She's like, start small. And I
Hey,
said, okay,
12
girl.
hours is small. No, you'll do great, Allie. I have complete faith in you. And plus, you're going to have amazing crew because you're bringing your cousin Kate. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean,
Gotta be
everybody's
perfect.
coming. I told everybody that they're in support of me and you. So you're gonna get you're gonna get all of the perks of that. Even though
You're so
I have
sweet.
also fully told them that you are capable of doing that on your own, and I, in turn, would probably start crying if I were by myself. So, as we all know,
Hey, it takes a
but yeah,
village
I'm
to get through
excited.
these things. So we're gonna all do
Listen.
it together and we'll have a blast.
That's right. I'm excited for it. I'm really excited.
But we gotta
you
get
know what
through
else I'm
Boston
excited
first.
for?
Yeah.
What? Do tell.
Our guest today.
Yes, of course. Oh my God. I've been waiting for this one.
This one, I've been waiting for over a year for this one. I was like, you know what? I want to have Becca Pizzi on the podcast, but I can't have her on any other month of the year except for April because she has to be on for Boston Weeks because she's like just this local Boston legend. We have to have Becca Pizzi on the podcast, and we made it happen. We had Becca on last week, and God, it was so cool. I don't even think we talked about Boston for a bit because her resume, her race history, the list is huge. It just goes on and on and on and on and on, longer than the Code Brown Commandments. It was epic.
It was hard trying to find just a few topics to talk about in the short amount of time that we had her, because I could have talked to her for probably another 2 hours. Just like I had like heart eyes just staring at her, like listening to all of the stories she had. She's so wonderful, and she really is a Boston legend.
Yeah, we might have fanboyed and fangirled a little bit over this one, but it was a big deal. This is super cool, and we're going 1 week before the Boston Marathon here with a Boston legend. So, guys, enjoy Becca Pizzi on the On the Runs podcast, and we'll see you on the other side. Our next guest on the pod is a living legend in the Boston area and perhaps worldwide. She's been running marathons since high school. She's run in all 50 states and around the world multiple times. She's a coach, a race director, a volunteer. She has her own 5K, her own foundation, and her own children's book. She's running in the Boston Marathon for the 21st consecutive time. Needless to say, we're wicked excited to finally have Becca Pizzi on the On the Runs podcast. What's up, Becca?
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I love following you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. You've honestly, like, Eric's intro had so much to unpack, but I just know that you are my kind of people, Becca.
Yeah, we're going to get along really well.
All the 50 states, that's a goal of mine. We're going to have to talk states eventually. Absolutely. But running the continent, like the world, I think that's so incredible. And even the fact you have a children's book, I really do want to unpack all this. So I hope we have some time. But just the fact you are on number 21 for consecutive Bostons, that is incredible. And we just have so much to get to.
Let's do it.
And a little side note here. I do my notes. I usually don't share them with Erica. Mm-mm. She gets a few things. I might say, by the way, she's run all 50 states. You should ask her for recommendations. But a lot of those things, she has no clue. Like, I know you had to take the American flag off a couple times when you raced before. She's like, what? So this is fun. Yeah. But let's get to know you first. We know you're a living legend in the Boston area, but let's get to know you. Tell us a little more about yourself.
I started running with my dad when I was 6 years old, and I loved going to the local races and the way it made me feel. And I used to be able to race in Belmont and surrounding towns, and I would cross the finish line and I would win something in my age group because I was the only one in my age group, but it didn't matter. I was like, cool, a water bottle. And I never stopped. I competed in middle school, high school, college, and I just kept it going. I love to travel. I love to run. So I love to do those things. It's been an incredible journey.
That is so awesome. So you started running with your dad, and did he keep running with you throughout the years?
He did. And then when I got to middle school and I started finishing ahead of him, he's like, you go, you do your thing, go. And I went, and it's so he's a Marine. So they're really kind of hard on you Marines. So
yep.
I couldn't really call him with an injury because that's not a thing. So it's okay. It's the reason why I am so tough.
But that is the perfect encouraging parent that you want on your side. Someone who's just going to say, hey, if you've got it in you, you go. Don't worry about me. You do you, and go make me proud.
Yeah, and he's always been there. He's been my biggest fan, and he's always been really, really motivating, inspiring. So, living legend he is.
Excellent.
That's awesome. And I think from what I know is he's kind of been following you around the world, not maybe physically or personally, but he's calling friends when you're somewhere else around the world to watch over you as you're doing all these things. So he's very involved in your life.
Yeah, and then even like my children's book, I'm like, Dad, I got the book, everything's all set. I just need a title, and he titled it Becca's Feet on Feet, and like within a second, and I was like, wow, that's great, that's really awesome, and yeah, it's been great.
That is cool. We know a couple book writers here who've been on the pod. We call them pod fam. So officially, Becca, welcome to the pod fam.
Yes.
We'll definitely talk about that if time allows. But one thing I do want to know is, were you always running as a kid? You started at 6, or did your parents get you involved in all these other sports? Like, I'm going to guess biking because you do the triathlon, and swimming too. What else did you do growing up?
Soccer. Soccer's a big thing in Belmont. I started playing soccer at Second Soccer, and I was also lucky enough to play soccer in college as well.
Awesome.
So
I'm a big fan. That's what I did in school. So again, you're my people. We're very alike.
I love it.
Well, let's start with this. You started running at 6. Tell me about your first Boston Marathon experience. I'm not talking about the first time you ever ran Boston, but you're from the area, and this race, it's Boston Weeks for us. This race is a pretty big deal, and it's a pretty big deal for you. What was your first introduction to the Boston Marathon?
my grandmother took me to Heartbreak Hill and we had so much fun. We would go to Heartbreak Hill and I will never forget being 7 years old and getting and like holding my arm out and getting a high five from like a runner, like not even an elite runner. And I was like, that person touched my hand. So now when I ever see a child holding out their hand, I high five them because I'm like, that was me, you know, and then it gives me a little boost of energy. And I turned 17 and I asked my high school coach, can I run the Boston Marathon? I have an invitational bib through Liberty Girls Club, who is still a running club. And he's like, oh my God, yeah, go for it. And I thought that was really awesome that he let me do that. You know, I was obviously scoring points by high school and very much so in season.
Mhm.
So he's like, what's your plan? I'm like, I don't know. I kind of need your help too. So he helped me out tremendously. And my science teacher, I was racing my science teacher who was also, so the whole school like was placing bets on who was going to finish first. And I did, for the record.
Yay!
So I went to school the next day with my medal on and all my friends came out. They cheered for me and so many friends came. And then on the loudspeaker the next morning, they announced that I had beat my science teacher. So it was awesome. And I said, I'm going to do this every single year. And I loved it. I loved being on Heartbreak Hill. And I didn't know that I would run it so many times, but there's nothing better to do on Patriots Day than run the Boston Marathon. I feel I love it. It's my favorite.
What an introduction to Boston. I mean, as a kid, just being out there, soaking up the energy, getting the high fives. I also do the same thing. If you see a child, it's like an unwritten rule. You have to give the high fives. You don't care if they're like way over to the side. You make
Doesn't
time.
matter.
You go do it.
And then watch their reaction. Their arms go up and they're like, wow. And that was me.
Oh yeah, it definitely gives you a boost while you're out there and it totally helps. But so you had a great first experience and you can't break that streak at this point.
And it's funny because I went to my next marathon and I'm like, where are all the people? Where's everybody? It was
your
in
next
Florida.
one?
It was in Florida. I was like, where is everybody? This sucks. I want to go home. I want to go back to Boston. And, you know, I started kind of chipping away at the 50 states and I went to college and I said to my coach, hey coach, mind if I run the Boston Marathon? And he was like, I would expect nothing less of you, Becca. Like I knew you were going to say it. And he was like, don't get hurt. This is very serious. You're a collegiate runner. And I said, okay, I'll just run through. I flew home and my friends were like, who also competed in college, they're like, your coach is letting you run in the Boston Marathon. I'm like, that's crazy. But we just had a great relationship and he totally trusted me that I wouldn't get hurt. Then I finished college and I started like chipping away at the 50 states. I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like I can, you know, share saying the national anthem and there's been some unbelievable states. And then there were some so not unbelievable states. I don't know if you've done like Fargo yet, which is a little weird. And
I actually had the Dakotas on my list because I have not done those. So those are
out now. Get those over with. And,
gotcha.
and not that it was, you know, like oftentimes I fly in on a Friday and I go home on a Sunday and I'm like, what should I do? I'm only here for 2 days and I stay at the Marriott and they said, there's a brand new KFC a mile away. I'm like, what's that? And they're like, I'm like, you mean the Kentucky Fried Chicken place? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I want to go home. I'm like, are there any like museums or anything else? And they were like, no. I'm like, okay, I want to go home. And that was like the only time I really kind of was like, not that I don't love fast food because I do, but I was like, there's nothing else to do. Am I going to start hitting these states where there's just nothing to do? But then like, that's part of the journey, you know, and people often ask like, it really took me about 5 years to knock out the 50 states when I really
That's incredible.
I started getting like real serious about it. And that
Erica,
meant, like,
you got to up your game.
Well, like
I got a ways to go.
Don't rush it. Don't rush it because if you rush it, then it takes the fun out of it. Obviously, COVID happened, so I'm like, oh shit, now I have to deal with that. And
right.
And that meant that I was at the airport in heading to Texas, and they canceled the flight. I'm like, oh my God, now that's not good. Now I had a little plan. I had to just go backtrack and you know, so I didn't do any like virtual, none of that. I wanted the only real rule was that they had to have a certified course and a medal.
Yeah.
Because I have a medal board and everything. But people want to know my favorite was Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So I
haven't done that one. I haven't gone there.
They went above and beyond. They gave me bib number 50. We had 50 friends and family, including Zeke.
So it's the final one.
final one was
And
my
Big Z
favorite.
went.
He came to he came and
What?
ran it. He set a PR. My friends were there, but then there was like this pressure and I felt so much pressure like to win it, obviously, because like I had 50 friends and family there. I had bib number 50. It was the 50th.
Was she fast?
Yeah,
You're
and I
fast.
was like looking at the starting line. There's like so many fast girls, but I remember calling Dave McGilvery, and I'm like, I am so stressed. I'm feeling a lot of pressure, and he said, "Pressure is a privilege," and I'm like, "You're right. It is a privilege. I feel so privileged to have this pressure." So that kind of stuck with me, and I still use that now. We'll talk about that later, but I thought that was awesome. And I had my own pacers who my training partners, the guys that are like, they're very much so. And they just kind of paced me through it. There was a couple girls that were just like, I couldn't shake them till 17. We tried to pull ahead. We tried to fall back. And we're reading each other's eye contact. Like, what are we going to do? I cannot. And if it comes down to the mile, I'm obviously a marathoner. I'm not. And so she's going to whoop me. So he's like, we got to pull at like 5 to go. We got to pull away. I'm like, well, I'm trying. Okay. I'm running like 6:50. I'm absolutely trying. So, I did. So I crossed the finish line in first place and my dad and husband were holding the finish line tape. And I ran through the finish line with my daughter, like with and it's just like a day that I will never, ever, ever forget. It was like so special to win that in front of my friends and family was pretty cool.
Oh, that is incredible. I just got all the feels from that. I got a little goosebumps, but the fact that you are in close contact with Dave McGilvery and he gave you that incredible insight to just help you break those nerves down and just get it done. I think that's amazing. Like what a day. What a day.
Question I have is you're I called a local living legend here, right? How did you integrate yourself within this running community? You were running as a very young kid in high school, and then you went to college and played sports in college. You come back home. I mean, rule number one is show up, but really, you kind of really got integrated in this community, and everybody knows who you are, and you're very involved. You're involved with more than one organization, run clubs, I'm sure, galore. How did you get yourself involved deep in the trenches here of the running community?
I think I just like to say yes to everything. So anytime I'm invited to anything, like I'll go from like having absolutely no plans, nothing to do, to like throwing out the first pitch at Fenway Park, and literally like So there's like so many stories. So I threw up the Boston Marathon called, and they said, "Hi, we work for the Red Sox." Like, no, the Red Sox called, and they said, "Would you like to throw out the first pitch on Patriots Day?" I'm like, "Yeah, but the problem is I'm running the Boston Marathon, so maybe I can like run it." And they said, "Okay, well, what are you doing the day before?" I'm like, "No plans." So there I am, like with 35,000 people, and they announced me like Becca's
not a big deal.
No, and I thought I was gonna faint. I was like. And so I also got a Globie with David Ortiz. He got the male version. I got the female version. So I told, he shook he patted me on the back as I'm like signing a consent form. And he's like, "Are you the girl you're Becca? You run all the time." I'm like, yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you. And I was like shaking. I was so nervous. All I could see is this like Rolex that was like $1 million. I was like,
I can picture.
And he's so big and chiseled. And I was like, he's like, "Congratulations. I want to shake your hand." And I said, "You should run the Boston Marathon for your foundation. You'll raise like so much money." He was laughing for like 7 minutes. Like he couldn't catch his breath. He's like, "Have you ever seen me run to first base?"
True.
There's a reason he's a designated hitter, right?
Yeah. So he was so fun and funny. I got to meet Tom Brady. So
not a big deal.
No, I mean, it's like, I can't believe this is my real life. When Tom Brady, when I met him, it was my second 777. So I did the first 777, crossed the finish line, broke history, was the first American female.
Not a big deal.
No. Yeah. So I just and then I thought I was done with that race. It is a very stressful 7 days.
You've got quite the history with that race. We should talk about that later.
So that happened. And then Tom Brady's company, TB12, Alex called me and he said, "We would love to train you to do this again." And I said, "Well, what do you know about running?" And they said, "No, but nothing, but not a whole lot, but we know everything there is to know about the human body. So we'll pay your race entry fee if you want to do it again." And they came to the finish line and they cheered for me. And Tom Brady was so awesome. He was like, I was like, "I will make you proud." But then having all of TB12's help, you cannot come in second place. Not even
so much pressure.
So there we go again with the pressure.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right, this is it's fine. Everything's gonna be okay. So I just I put a plan together with friends, with like my training, and I just stuck to and I didn't worry about anybody else. Like I was experienced. I knew about, I had run in extreme conditions. I knew, and my motto kind of was get comfortable being uncomfortable and you'll make it. And that's exactly what it was. I was running at all hours of the day and running in as many races as I could and keeping 100-mile weeks, running 100-mile weeks and doing all sorts of things just to make sure that I could. And then I crossed the finish line and I won. So it was really awesome. But wow, I got to stop putting myself in these high pressure.
I was just going to say, do you like these high pressure moments? Like, do you ever, well, I'm sure you run for fun a lot, but really, I was going to go back to the Wyoming story at Jackson Hole. When you had a pacer, is it often that you will have someone pacing you versus you pacing someone else? And so your pacer's talking to you like, okay, we got to pick it up at this point. And you're like, I'm going to try. I'm doing the best I can. And are you in those situations a lot? And then the pressure situations of like having to win, how do you deal with that? And how does that work out?
No, so that's exactly it. Is I have a whole lot of trust in my training partners. I run with them 7 days a week. You know, we're always together, and I think they know me better than anybody. So oftentimes I like to run my own race. When I feel good, I go. I have going into every single race. I have 2 goals, like an A goal that is a little bit out of my reach, and then a B goal in case the A goal doesn't go so well. Then I have something to work towards. And that's kind of how I live my life, you know, and I do a ton of coaching. I coach all 3 seasons at Belmont High School, indoor and outdoor and cross country, track, you know. And I like to say, like, what went well today? And they tell me with my daughter, and I'm like, what do we need to work on? And then she'll be like, oh, I got a bad start. She's a sprinter. And I do the same for me. I'm like, after every single race, I'm like, what went well and what do I need to work on? And I'm still learning. I've run 120 marathons. I'm still learning.
Wow, that is a great way to break it down. I haven't even thought of that. I've done about 50 myself, and usually I'm just like, I finished. Okay. But it is good to break it down into the good, the bad, what can improve, what's out of my control, that kind of stuff, just to get a better idea of like how the day went. I love that. That is a great
that helps me tremendously. Like not right away. And sometimes with my daughter when she races, we don't do it right away, but we kind of like, you know, next day.
Have some time to process.
Yeah, have some time. And then what went well and what do we need to work on? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one thing we definitely have to talk about, because Erica and I, and like, we're going to really get into Boston in a moment, but you've done the 777. Erica and I are just like fascinated by this race for years and years and years, especially this past year. Like Wyatt just did it with you. You were the race director. So not only have you run this thing, you've been so involved with it. You've directed races in Antarctica. You just directed the World Marathon Challenge this past year. Can we talk about that for like 5-10 minutes here? And let's talk about the mindset you came up with to get yourself ready and trained for this, starting with running a marathon and jumping on a plane without a shower.
Yeah, it's gross. Like that's the things that you're going to be. And oftentimes like Wyatt and myself, we run marathons. There's an 11 a.m. flight or there's a next day flight. We want to be on the 11 a.m. flight, you know? So I will do everything I can for a 6 a.m. marathon to catch that 11 a.m. flight because I'm a mom. So I can't be strolling when I feel like strolling with a high schooler. So
that's fair.
Oftentimes I'm flying home in what I just raced in. And I say to my husband, don't draw any attention to me. Just like, you know, I don't want any, like, I just want to make it home, especially like Boston. I love being in Boston. I love my bed. I have, you know, everything Wyatt and I, we're used to that kind of thing. So, you know, I ran the race twice and I became real good friends with the owner, Oliver. And I said, do you want to run it again? And I'm like, I don't. And he said, or do you want to race direct it? A female has never done anything like this as a race director for 7 marathons, 7 continents, 7 days. And I knew the hardest part would be going all the way to Antarctica and not racing. So, and also like, I can't take 7 days off my training. Like I'm in the the peak of my training as well. So I said, all right, it would be my honor to race direct this. This is a literal dream job for me. Race directing the World Marathon Challenge, 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days is a dream job for me. But I would like to go running every single day on every single continent. So when they're resting or they're, you know, at last run or finishes, I'm going to run 10 miles. And the race director, Oliver, the owner, was like, of course you can. So
That's a fair trade.
yeah, so we were averaging about 11 hours per continent and crossing 16 time zones, temperatures ranging from -4 to 90 in Brazil. It was awesome. So the gun goes off in Antarctica and Wyatt and everybody's doing like the videos and my heart's racing and it was hard to not run. But when they started coming through with tears, like being on that side, being the one to get to place their medals over their neck, there's no race that I could win that would be, and especially when we finished the 7th. Like and you've worked with these guys for months, and that was really awesome. That was being a part of that, just much like coaching, you're so proud of so they were like, Becca, go to the bathroom, go get something to eat. I'm like, no way. So no way am I missing this. Every single runner that came across the finish line, on all 7 of them, I would put the medals around their neck because I just know what that feels like. So
that's amazing.
It was really awesome. If ever, I think you both should do it. I think
I could be easily convinced, but Eric's kids might need to be a little bit older.
Well, I got time. I got time on my side.
The race is not going anywhere. We sell out right away. And then like the people, like they were so fun and funny. And every time they come to Boston, especially for the Boston Marathon, or one was here last week, like somebody's child goes to BC, and that you get to be like, and we have friends from like 20 countries every single year, like new friends from 22 countries. And it really was. So people were like, did you like racing it better or did you like race directing? And I can't answer. I don't have an honest answer. They both were just incredible.
So did you only race it yourself twice? I mean, twice is still a lot, but
yeah.
How many years have you been race directing? Was this your first year?
This was my first year. So we have another standalone Antarctic ice marathon. So that was so we've been to Antarctica 3 times, like in 3 months. So we went it was like going to like down to the beach, like the Cape Cod. It was like, we're going back. My parents were like, okay, you're fine. Everything's okay. But we kept going back and forth. So I said, let me just start with the standalone Antarctic ice marathon and see how that goes, because I honestly thought that I was going to hate it. Like, not because it's really a long way to go. It's almost 24 hours straight to get to Antarctica.
Wow.
Yeah. So you go through Chile, then Punta Arenas, 24 hours. And it's a long way I've never traveled like that and not run. I won't even go on vacation and not run. I don't want to. I don't, a couple times I've gone to like Turks and Caicos and I'm like, actually, one time I went to Bermuda and I left my running sneakers at home because I promised my husband that I would do that. And then we arrived and they're like, good luck to everybody running the Bermuda Marathon. I'm like,
no, you went the same weekend.
I went that weekend, stayed at the host hotel. Oh. I'm like, dude, is this a sick joke? Like, why did you do that to me?
Who planned the trip?
I'm like, did you literally and all the runners were like going to the expo. I'm like, well, we're going to the expo. I'm definitely going to the expo. And he's like, but I didn't run and it was not fun for me.
You could have gotten some shoes at that expo, Becca, and you could have run.
I would have been feeling that FOMO too. I would have been like, why bother? Like, why am I here if I can't run?
The one time he's like, just leave your sneakers home. Just one time. And I was like, all right.
So I'm gonna try to run into my bare feet.
I was like thinking of all the ways. I'm like, we could change our flight. We could so everything. And I'm like, no way are we staying at the host hotel of the Bermuda Marathon.
That's cruel.
Yeah. So
that's a great story, actually.
That's what happens to me.
Hey, something we're about on this podcast is storytelling. We love to hear the stories within the journey.
She's delivering already.
Yeah, a lot of the unknown stories. That was a perfect example. And one thing we always like to say is spare no details. So I heard this story, though, of when you did, I think it was your first 777. And the world was at, people didn't love Americans at the time. And it was a little unsafe some places you went to. Tell me about that experience and what you had to go through.
So me having never been out of the country, like I think I didn't even, my biggest problem was when I had the big idea for the 777, I never really traveled out of the country. But I think Vegas was like the farthest that I had
You're
been.
Going big. You're going to go big.
And I'm telling my dad, when I tell my parents about the 777, they're like, no way. This sounds dangerous. My dad's like, here's where ISIS is happening and here's where you'll be. They're cutting heads off. Like, this is not safe. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But the whole point was for me to represent my country and to make history. An American female had never finished this race. So of course I had head to toe America flag, everything. So at the time, the previous race director said, hey, I want to call a meeting for the Americans. And I'm like, why? I'm like, oh my God, my parents are going to kill me. They are going to kill me. I just had a bad feeling. And they said, just take off everything in that says American flag. I'm like, well, that's all my stuff. And then we had like armored cars running by our sides. And I'm like, oh my God, this is really kind of scary. But, and that's the stuff I guess I didn't think of. So I didn't tell my parents until after I got home. I was like, I just got to tell you the story. My dad's like, what did you think would happen? Of course that happened. Like, this is not America. You're not taking life seriously. So that was really definitely different, so that was scary. But of course, when I crossed the finish line in Australia, my parents were watching it live and from home. And they were like crying and they were like, we did it. And I was like, we? Because you didn't talk to me for a month in my training. Every time I brought up, you were not, but now you're on board. And of course, like the Boston made Becca Pizzi Day, February 4th, and we got a key to the city and all these really, really fun things.
That's so cool.
They're so proud of me, but they really love me. They were really stressed out. And my dad's like, I'm not going to sleep the whole time that you're running. And I'm like, well, neither am I. So call me anytime. We'll both be awake together. And I always said, I never loved your ideas as a high schooler. So this is a little bit of payback. You're not going to like it. So, and that's like, now when I tell them I got an invitation to run Kona, Hawaii, and no, I did not know how to swim. So 3 months I learned how to swim and got an awesome bike. And when I tell my parents my goals, they just stare at me. They're just like, you're crazy. Like, but now they know, okay, you know what you're doing. We know you know what you're doing. But
now wait a second. Kona was your first?
Kona was my first Ironman.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
what year was that? Scott Black's not going to like that. He's going to be like, "Oh my God, my friend Scott Black, broken ribs, punctured lungs, hospital visit." But tell me.
So ask me about my second Ironman. So that was I got stung by jellyfish in Nice, France. I couldn't see out of my right side of my eye the whole entire day. So I get out of the water and I'm like, at first I thought someone's toenail got me in the back of the neck. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, well, no one's around me. So what was that? So I keep swimming and I see more jellyfish. These jellyfish in Nice, France World Championships, it's like they put them there. There's no way. So I lose my vision. It was like this. And so like there were these Japanese jellyfish. I got stung so hard. But that's okay. I got stung in my training and I was okay. So I was like, it's all right. It's going to be a long day for me. And I said to my husband, I got out of the water. I'm like, I got stung by a jellyfish. He's like, you're fine. I'm like, no, I'm not fine. I don't feel good.
I can't see.
Then I fell off.
How am I supposed to ride my bike with my eyes closed?
Yeah. Like, and then like I'm coming off. I made it through like this 8,000 elevation. Like it was crazy, crazy elevation in Nice. Nothing I had ever seen before or trained on. I'm coming down off the mountain. Charles Barkley, she dropped out of the race and I fell because it also rained and I hit my head, cracked my helmet, and she's like right in front of her. And I was so embarrassed. I had to pretend like it didn't even hurt, but I was still clipped in. I was still clipped in when I fell. So she's trying to help me up. She's like, it's okay. You're okay. I'm like, 1 mile from the finish line, like 1 mile. I'm like, this is a bad day. But I do really love the World Championships, and Ironman has been so good to me. They're just like an unbelievable supportive company. So you have to kind of go to this tutorial, like, and on how to find your bike and mount your bike. And I was like, I need my bike because when I come out of the swim, it's the only one there. But they were like dying laughing. I'm like, no, I'm absolutely serious. But I've been training over the last year about 20 hours a week in run, bike, swim. Wow. I'm addicted to it. I think it's so fun. I mean, there's days that I'm like, the thought of swimming right now, I can't do it. But I do it. I do it and I stick to the plan and it's rewarding when you're putting in. I'll never forget like looking in Hawaii at like and I'm like, oh my God, I've never even swum 0.4 before, but I'm not going to not finish here. There's no way.
Right.
But I did okay. I mean, it was really awesome.
Now, you weren't really a biker or a swimmer before this opportunity, correct?
Right. I went out and bought a bike.
Erica, come on.
I got invited. I was minding my own business. That's the thing with my story. Like I am always minding my own business. I told you, and then I got invited to something.
Yep.
I say yes. The
You
thing
said
is,
yes.
I say yes right away, and then I tell my family like a month later. I'm like, so there's this race. My dad's like, the world. You're gonna go into the world championships and race. I'm like,
as a rookie.
Yeah,
That's very
like,
Justin Spencer of you.
No,
he
to the
did
point,
that.
to the point where I got like 3rd-degree sunburn and I absolutely have to show you.
No.
And you know what I did by accident? Because I know I was wearing a sprint kit. So
Yeah.
like, I had no idea that was a sprint. There was no pockets or anything. It was
Yeah.
it
Is
was
that just
not
because it's a shorter distance and you
Probably.
don't need it for that?
Yeah.
Oh, God, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, why does everybody have sleeves? It's white to protect their skin. That was tough. That was like a real.
That was the mistake I made. My kit, which probably doesn't fit me currently, was no sleeves. Where I will go sleeves next time. Also, my kit had all the pockets because a sprint triathlon to me, I still need the gels and the blocks and everything. But I love. It's funny you talked about the jellyfish because my first Ironman was in Maine, and I was worried about us all looking like seals and the sharks out there. But I love that you just went for it because I've been trying to talk Erica into doing one for years and years. And she goes, I don't know how to swim. And now I can always say to herself, Becca Pizzi didn't know how to swim.
Doggy paddling.
And so what I thought was, you mentioned you're friends with Dave McGilvery. He's been on the podcast before. And one thing he says is he goes, Erica, well, you know what? I think because I've done triathlon for all these years and I've done the swimming and the biking and the strength training that I've prolonged my running career to be able to do 50 plus Boston marathons in a row.
Yeah.
Would you say the same, that adding triathlon and other sports to your resume here has made you a stronger runner?
For sure. For sure. I've studied this. I've asked people, I've asked friends, I've asked everybody because I didn't want it to, I'm a runner, but I mean, I didn't want to lose my running. I like to run fast. And so I don't know. I was so afraid. You know what? I was afraid of getting injured, but the swimming is really, really good for you. It will never hurt you. The swim will never hurt you. It will exhaust you. Like I melt into my bed on swim days. The bike will kill you. Like I hit a Mercedes and broke their light with my helmet.
You've hit a what?
When I first started
Mercedes.
Yeah, a Mercedes. So I'm on a ride with my friends and I hit his car.
Oh,
and he's like, oh my God, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. But I forgot that I was clipped in because when you start getting clipped in, you kind of forget you're clipped in. But people do not pay attention on the bike. So the only advice is you have to actually make eye contact with people. You have to be I can't tell you how many times I've almost been hit, but you got to be super, super careful on the bike.
That's so scary.
And just be totally alert. Like when you see somebody, don't assume they see you. Just driveways, be very, very careful of driveways. And I try to get out of Belmont and just go to Acton and where there's you can see the long driveway. People just not paying attention. But I definitely think it's made me a stronger athlete. Like either mentally, physically, both. It's definitely made me a stronger athlete. And I ran the Boston Marathon with Dave. When he ran his 50th Boston Marathon, he had 20 friends and family run the whole thing with him. So he called me and he was like, hey, you want to run the Boston Marathon with me? And I was like, well, the minor problem is I'm running it in the day. And he's like, without hesitation, he's like, yeah, but then go get a ride back to the start, police escort, and do it again. And I'm like, obviously, I was like, you didn't let me finish. Obviously, wasn't even on my radar. I was like,
yeah.
And he was like, just do it again. I was like,
so you did it twice.
I did have that question for you. You're no stranger to doing the back-to-back-to-back-to-backs and stuff. But have you ever done any ultra marathons, like official ultra marathons?
Yeah, the Western one. So
Western States?
Yeah, it was the I forget drawing it, but it was in Western. That's the one that Z went to. We all went to. It was in somewhere in Western Mass, and it was a 50K.
Oh, Western Mass. Oh, I was thinking you did Western States, like the Western States 100 endurance run. I was like, holy shit, that one's so hard to get into.
No, I didn't do that one. I did the it was in Western Mass.
Okay.
And it was a 50K.
So cool.
It went well. I liked it. You're like miles. I remember being at miles 29, 30. I'm like, oh boy.
Never entered unknown territory.
Yeah. It went well. I broke the record, the course record by 35
Not a
minutes.
big deal.
Yeah, it was like really cool. I was like, I like this ultra, but I haven't stuck with the ultra. I did the Ironmans and then I think that's my thing. I really, really love it.
I mean, I still think you're pretty ultra as it is, doing all the shit that you have been doing.
I think I'll do it. I think someday I'll definitely do a
incredible.
100 miler, 100K. I probably would do a 100 miler.
If anybody could do it, it's you.
Yeah, I can go. I can
Total
keep
faith in you.
I got it. That would be fun.
All right, now we finally got to get to this. Okay, so this is we've said we've been following you for a long time, and last year is like I was like we want to have Becca on the pod, but we're gonna have to wait a whole year because she has to come on for Boston Weeks. Every April we celebrate Boston runners, whether they're running for a foundation or whether they're running because they qualified or whether they have all this Boston history. And I think you have so much Boston history. We want to hear about some of your favorite and maybe not so favorite Boston Marathon experiences throughout your entire life from 6 years old with your grandmother until last year.
So by far, hands down, my favorite marathon was the one with Z.
So that 2022, I think that's when we first were starting to cheer at mile 19, and we saw Big Z go by, and we're like, "Who's he running with?" So that's when we first got you on our radar.
Yeah. So our mutual friend, Tom Brady's friend, Ben Roberts, called me and he said, "I have a friend that wants to run marathons." I'm like, "Sure, have him call me. I'll help him out." And he's like, "Wait, let me finish." He's Zdeno Chara. I'm like, "Oh my God, the hockey guy?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool." And then I met him and I was like, "You're so," he was like, "I'll do anything that you say, whatever." And I said, "Well," he just was really looking into getting into running. He didn't really talk about the marathon. So I was like, that was January. And I was like, "Do you think and you'd be ready to run a marathon?" I was looking at his Strava and he had these like 6 mile, 7 mile runs going at a pretty quick pace. I was like, what do you think about running the Boston Marathon?" He just retired in April. And he's like, yeah, okay, so I'll sign up. I'm like, "Nope, that's not what you do. You don't sign up." I'm like, so like he just didn't know. It was so sweet. So I was like, "Oh, you know who we should call? Let's call, before this leaks out to the world, let's call Dave McGilvery. He'll know what to do." So I called, I'm like, "Hey, call me when you get a minute." He calls me right away and he's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Zdeno Chara is thinking about running Boston Marathon." He's like, "Oh my God, have him call me." And so we all three were like, "It would be really awesome if you raised 33, his number, $1,000 for a charity." Like, and he's like, what do you suggest?" And we love Team Hoyt. Like, we are just,
yes.
like,
Amazing.
they are my family. They're like family to me. We love them. And so I was like, you could just like raise money. So right away he raises $33,000, over 33,000. We both have matching singlets. We're running together. Like, and so he was like, you're going to run with me. And I was like, "Oh my God, I would love to run with you." Cause I had never run the Boston Marathon, not for myself and for anybody else. And it was the Zdeno Chara parade. Like, people of every single age, newborn had his jersey, all the way up to like the 90-year-old grandfather with the hat in his jersey. And so I would stay like a yard ahead of him. And when I saw like a kid or like an elderly person, I'm like, "He's right here. He's coming. You can't miss him. You positively can't miss him."
You really can't miss him.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
can. And
enormous.
so it was so fun. And so obviously very stressful. And we had a lot of fun training together. Like we covered the entire course in training, and we talked about like tempo running and speed work days. And and he was so coachable. And I didn't think, I said, the only way I'm not going to work with him is he's one of those people that, he's not going to do what you say. Cause I also I didn't want him to not finish and be like, "Oh, Becca Pizzi trained him." Like, I'm not doing that at all. Not that I had any doubt that he wouldn't kill it, but, he was so fun. He was really funny and fun, and everybody cheered for him the entire way. And when he crossed the finish line, they gave me his medal to put around his neck, and he did the same for me. And I was like, that just means a lot. That just as a woman, it meant a lot that he was like, that's my coach, and that's who's coaching me. And it was just, his whole family was at halfway, and his agent was at the finish line. It was awesome. Like, it was really fun. That was my favorite.
That is so special. And I think it's really incredible that he just picked up running and you were like, hey, what do you think about this marathon thing? And he was like, yeah, let's go.
And since 1 year, he ran 10 marathons and 2
I
of
know.
them.
It's
Wow.
crazy. It's crazy.
I am so impressed.
I've mentioned it a few times on this podcast because
It's a bug. Marathons are a bug. You just keep doing them.
And I told him, I'm like, he crossed the finish line. I'm like, and by the way, these are really addicting. So
did you know about his history before hockey too? Like his dad was an Olympian and like he's always been extremely not just strong, but active and healthy and athletic. And he's like studied sports and studied health and fitness and how to get better and improve. He even goes to like Harvard and takes random classes. Did you know this stuff about him before you got that phone call from Brad?
No, I really didn't even know much about him. Obviously, we had gone to a ton of Bruins games. We love playoffs. I'm like, think of all the times we've been here cheering for him. Like, and not really knowing each other. He's like, nice to meet you. I'm like, oh, I already met you. I go to all your games. And it was like really funny. And then he'd be like, oh, that was the year I was a vegan. I'm like, a vegan? What? He's like, oh, I just want to try it. Or that's the year I got my real estate license. Did you know I spoke 7 languages? I'm like, 7? I'm still trying to master English and you speak 7 languages? I'm like, what? And so he's funny. Like and then when he's going into something, he's all in. The 7 languages, the Ironman biking, the Ironman, everything that he can do. So it's when I am in my most stressful moments, I'll call him and he's like, show him how strong you are. And it's just that little thing that like, I'm like, all right, well, if he believes in me, then I got to get this done, and he's somebody that you call when you're very stressed out and, because he has been there.
That's such a good skill to have. Somebody who can just calm somebody down.
Because, he really does say like, you're trained for this. Trust in your training plan. You got it. Like I saw your training plan. I saw your training. So I know that you're ready. Know in your head that you can do this, and oftentimes he's like the last person I'll talk to right before I race. And the first person I'll call when I cross the finish line.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. This little quick coaching thing that Brad wanted you to do has turned into a friendship because you've gone to Daytona with him. You've gone, he went and cheered you on in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Cool story. So this is when you and I don't bug a lot of people on Instagram, but when I see something that I can relate to, I'll message you and I'll be like, hey, this is super cool. You and I both raced at Daytona. Because you raced in a triathlon and I used to work in NASCAR on a pit crew. So I raced there too. And I was like, hey, we got something here.
Yeah.
And that was when we first talked. But I'll tell you the other thing I wanted to share with you. That Boston Marathon. It was rain, cold. And Erica will tell you how sick I was. And the night before, I was like, I'm not going to go. And then I decided in the morning to go. And I was so sick where I sounded like I was a chain smoker.
He was very like,
I could barely talk. But I went to see one person. I wanted to see Big Z. And so when he comes running by, I'm yelling, Jara, Jara. He can't hear me, but one person looks over and makes eye contact, and it was you. And then I saw you in all the photos, and I'm like...
Pretty sure you had your hat on, your Bruins hat that you usually wear, your winter hat.
Yeah, I always wear a winter hat, even in the summer, because I get cold. It's a Bruins one. But last year, I wasn't sick, and he heard me and gave me a wave, and I got a video clip of it. So I was pretty excited. I was wicked excited.
He is the best, like... Everybody loves him and he's so approachable. He will look you dead in the face and be like, thanks, dude. Like he doesn't mind. He's just so good at that. I love the way that he treats the Boston community and the way that they embrace each other. He embraces the kids, everybody, and everybody embraces him. He really is awesome like that.
And I love to hear that because that just makes you feel so good about him and hockey players. And they always talk about, like, we could really go into the Bruins for a while here. I could do a whole podcast on the Bruins. But we talk about the group they built in the locker room and the culture. And he just lives that every day. And it's so amazing to hear that you're not just his coach. You're one of his best friends who you'll call each other in any moment and support each other for all these races. And I always see him in the comments when you accomplish something amazing, and it's super cool. So I'm proud of that. That's really amazing that you have that bond, and it just makes me happy to know that he's an all-around good guy, as well as many of the other Boston Bruins throughout the years and years and years. So I'm happy to hear that.
They're one of us, truly.
So I do have a question. Are you still coaching him, or are you guys just friends at this point?
We bounce ideas off of each other. But as for a training plan, he's on his own. Like he'll maybe
okay.
show me, what do you think about this, or where do you think I should? And I look at it, I'm like, you got it. And he's way more intense. I mean, I have a higher mileage than he does, but
Okay.
he's way more intense in his biking, and we've from the same. But yeah, he's
So he's running again this year. Do you guys have any plans to run together, or is he kind of just doing his own thing?
Or are you going to win? You're going for the victory, the big dub, right?
It's only a matter of time before he finishes ahead of me, which would be pretty awesome too, because he's put the work in. He's injured now though, so he's got stress fractures and plantar fasciitis. So yikes!
So he's not making a comeback on the Boston Bruins this year. Bummer.
This year, but
we need him and Bergie back. Him, Bergie, and Tuca.
Yeah, that would be great. So I got to run. I got to run a 10K with Bergie. That was a 5K.
That's my favorite. Should I go put on my Burrs Run jersey right now?
Yes, he is so fun. He didn't know anything about like timings or anything like that. So I was like, what if we ran like sub 7-minute miles? And he's like, okay, but what does that mean? And I was like, I mean, like he hadn't truly had no idea what I don't even know if he knew the distance of a 5K. But he was so fun. He averaged about 6:17 per mile.
Wow.
So
first ever race?
Yeah, it was first ever 5K. He really likes the Spartan stuff, like the lifting and those type of things. So, but I said to Z, I'm like, you have to train him for a marathon. You guys run a marathon together, and this city will shut it down for you. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, can you imagine if those two ran the marathon together? So I think next year,
the Stanley Cup will have to make an appearance.
I mean, for sure,
carry it between the
finish line with the Stanley Cup. Like, they would have so much love, and it would be really, really fun to watch that. And I do think that Bergie will run a marathon. I really do.
That's awesome.
That would be mile 19 would be, you know what? I don't think I would run. If someone gave me a bib, I'd be like, no, I need to see them run by me at mile 19.
I was going to say, if they do it, just make sure they stick to the left-hand side, runner's left, and we will cheer and give high fives.
High
we'll
five
like the
sign.
Little kids on the little kids on the sidelines. Just
it's funny because people don't realize, like, we've become best friends, and people don't, like, he came out to, because he's injured, he came out to, I had a 21-mile run last Saturday, and he came out to mile 9 and 18, and people were like, holy shit, is that Z? And I'm like, open the goo, have it open, rip off the top, and just kind of forgetting that, like, oh my, but then you're like, people are like, can we get a picture with you? And it's really sweet. Like, he's like, of course, I'm on it, and then he went to, I said, it is a very busy day in Boston. It's the Hop 21 that all the charities come out. Yep. I was like, I think you should hide. And he's like, no, I love this. I'm going to be out for everybody. So there he is, handing out goos and Gatorade.
So cool.
Like, injured. He's not even running. I'm like, you're so awesome. So that's how he is. High five at all the runners. Imagine, like, how cool.
I know somebody who would freak out.
Yeah.
I'd play it cool. It cool. I'm happy you brought it up, though. Like, you really brought up your favorite was with him, because I was eventually going to have to ask and tell you that story about when we made eye contact, when my voice was so bad. But so that was one of your favorite Boston marathons. You've done 21. Tell me about some of the other ones you've done throughout your whole entire Boston experience here.
If you've done consecutive too, you've done 2018. That was my only Boston, and that was a doozy. How did that one fare for you?
We've had hot weather days. We've had cold weather days. I have seen every single weather in the Boston Marathon, but we train in it. So oftentimes, you're like, we have the advantage that we probably have trained in it before. When my friends are like, some friends are like, oh, it's going to rain, so I'm not going to run Saturday. I'm like, no, you have to run Saturday, because you don't know what it's like to run 26 miles in the rain. Practice it, and that's exactly how, some of the colder weather days are really sucked. And and then the hot weather days, there's been days I've gotten blisters on blisters, and I'm like, oh my God, that was a real hot. There's been really brutal days, and you back down your expectations and you fight through it, and you finish as strong as you know that you can, and I have friends and family all on the course, lying down the course. I write my name on my kit usually, and that tends to help a lot. When somebody that you have no idea is like, go back on, high five, and that's really cool. Wellesley Scream Tunnel is really fun. I had my daughter in 17 years ago in December and ran the Boston Marathon in April. That was the toughest one for me. Where I was
Wow.
like, I think I have asthma. All of a sudden, they're like, no, you just had a baby. You're not asthma. You just had a baby. You shouldn't be running. I was like, okay. And I crossed the finish line. I was like totally fine. And I was like sprinted home. And then she was sleeping. My parents were like, I just had this big thought that I was betraying her and all. She didn't even notice I was gone. She was sleeping and just a little baby. And that was the hardest one. Missing, being away from her so young, I felt, but that was part of the journey, and then obviously the bombing was just the worst. I mean, that was just a day that we crossed the finish line and got in a cab. And, unfortunately, I told my parents I was at the finish line waiting on a friend, but then I was like, all right, we're shaking and shivering. Let's go. We get in the cab, we go to drive home, and we heard the bombing, and then we thought it was thunder. So my sister literally said, I didn't know that it was going to thunder today. And I'm like, yeah, me too. But we'll go home. We come home, we shower, we nap. My parents come in the house and collapse. Like, why weren't you answering your phone? And
no.
like, what? And they're like, we thought you were dead. We thought for sure you weren't answering your phone. And like, I'll never forget looking at my dad's reaction. Like, it made me so, so, so sad. I'm like, think about like, they're calling, we're not answering. I mean, it was, and we told them we're at the finish line.
Yeah.
So like, they didn't even know they just thought for sure.
But it wouldn't have occurred to you to tell them, oh, hey, we left. Cause I mean,
like what? Whatever.
Yeah,
like you don't.
It's not a normal thing that happens.
No. So that was definitely like the saddest one.
So they drove to your house because they didn't know.
We are in a 2-family, so they're upstairs and we're downstairs, and so but they weren't home, and then so when they came in the house, they came in they were at their office and they came in the house trying to get a hold of us, and then imagine they just opened our doors and they were like, I don't even know what they were doing, but they were like, you're here? We're like, yeah, hi. They're like, no, hi. Why didn't you answer your phone? We were like, and then we turn on the news. I'm like, oh my God. I saw the credential. I'm like, oh my God, is that? And they're like, yeah, answer your phone. And we had no idea. So that was like really, really, really sad.
Wow. So you went through all that time, no clue until you turned the TV on.
No clue. My husband was right at the finish line too, right where they were standing. So he thank God we were like done and out of there, but he was right there with them.
Wild.
Yeah.
What about the next year? 2014.
Next year, everyone's like, are you going to run? I'm like, oh my God, absolutely. And I mean, there's no safer place in this world than the Boston Marathon right now.
Boston strong.
Yeah, that's it. And then like, I knew would be fine. And at the starting line, there were snipers on the roof. And I'm like, they're not going to let anything in this world happen to us. And there were snipers like all over the rooftops and of houses in Hopkinton. I'm like, we're safe. I feel totally safe.
Yeah. From what I hear is that year was like the most epic year. You were talking the most runners ever, just the crowd support, like showed up, all the runners, the vibe, like it was like you're taking it back. We're not going to let you take this away from us type of feeling.
I can picture the big Poppy speech right about now during the Red Sox
This is our
game.
fucking city. People had it on their shirts. Like they had it on. That was when he even said that, like he made a statement. This is
yes.
God, what an experience you've had doing so many of these. We enjoy talking to we've had a couple, Mike Beeman, Dave McGilvery, you've all done more than 20. Well, Mike's about to hit 50 and Dave's about to hit 54. So I love to hear and talk to the runners who just keep doing this race over and over. And it's super awesome to see. You're still qualifying and you're still doing a ton to help raise money in the community. So I'm super pumped to finally have you on and talk all about that. This is such a cool race. I've never run it, but I'm always like this race I've been watching since a kid. We're just up the road from you in New Hampshire. Like it's on the TVs every day. All I knew growing up was the Boston Marathon. It's so cool to talk to someone like you who has so much history with this race.
Thanks. I think that you should run it.
I think you should run it too.
I know. I do. I keep saying I'm going to make it my last of the worlds, and I'm doing my first world this year. I'm running New York City. So,
the worlds are so fun. They're my favorite marathons. They're a party. They're so much fun.
We didn't even get into that.
Oh. I know they got number 7 out right now, so that one's on my list.
Oh, that's so annoying. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's cool that it's going to like you got to add. I guess it would be tough to do a world marathon in Antarctica, but shouldn't the worlds have every continent?
I think so. I think they should have all the continents. I remember coming home from Australia because the first 777 ended in Australia. And I said, and I had broken I broke the world record. I got into the Guinness Book of World Record. And I was like, no matter what, I'm flying home first class. Doesn't care. I don't care.
Treat
They were like,
yourself.
it's $22,000. I'm like, okay, so I'll be in the second class. I didn't know they were going to say 22,000. I was like, I'm going to walk my ass back to where I belong. And so that's it. When I think about Australia, that's a long ass flight. That is 24 hours of door to door. But I loved Australia. That's an awesome place. I'm happy that they add that to the world.
Do you, completely off topic, have you ever heard of Casey Neistat?
I don't think so.
So he's a YouTuber and he started vlogging every day like 10 years ago, right? And he would vlog every day. He lived in New York City. Each vlog was 8 to 12 minutes. And someone who worked for Amarty's Airlines noticed that he was getting on the flight. So they upgraded him. And his daily vlog was of the flight. And it blew up. Like we're talking over 30, 40, 50 million views. And he was already growing. And he was like, just hit 1 million. And then he went straight to 10 million. It was on a flight to Australia.
Yeah, I believe it. Was it Emirates? Yeah. I've been on Emirates before. That's an apartment. I'm like, they're like, the flight's ending. I'm like, no, I want to stay. I don't even want to get off. I'm good here. Leave me. It's an apartment.
Luxury at its finest.
It's really, but I've had my fair share of upgrades where they're like, are you Becca Pizzi? I'm like, depends. Who wants to know? Like, you want to upgrade? I'm like, yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah,
I may have to name drop next time. Hey, I know Becca Pizzi.
Yeah,
You want to upgrade?
So it does. It gets you like sometimes.
Yeah. We're gonna be like, hey, we're friends. Check out this episode. Yeah, we know her.
Yeah,
I'll be like, can I sit in row 1 of Southwest, please, or something? Can I have an aisle seat?
Let me in.
Oh, Becca. All right. So you're not off the hook yet. We have a couple final big questions we ask every guest on the pod. And then maybe we want to talk a tiny bit more Boston just to hear what your plans are for this year.
Yes.
But I'm going to go first. I ask every guest the same question this year. So this year, I am going to have this imaginary on the runs pasta dinner. Maybe we do a real pasta dinner one day. But every guest from this year gets to bring a +1. You can bring anyone, alive or dead. Doesn't even have to be a runner. Who are you going to take?
Oprah.
Oh, cool.
I love that.
She's the most, I don't want to say underrated because she's not underrated, but like everyone always says, if you could meet anybody in the world, who would it be? Oprah, for no reason, decided to run a marathon, and she like beat the average time of a marathoner. And I was like, she had absolutely, we always say, if Oprah can do it, you can do it. And so she beat Kevin Hart's time. And I was like, this is so fun and funny. And I feel like she would have so many things to say, fun things to say.
I would love to have Oprah at our pasta dinner.
I want to sit at that table.
Could you actually make that phone call? She's friends with Tom Brady.
She would be so fun. It
we
would
gotta
be.
Start the 7 degrees of Becca Pizzi instead. Forget Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
We're just gonna everybody knows Becca.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. All right, Becca. So my question, we have a Spotify playlist and we love to have our guests add songs to it. And I say songs, so pretty much you can do whatever you want.
I say one song, but Becca,
it's my playlist and I can
Becca, you can have as many as you want. People are going to give me so much shit for that. But also, come back on the pod one day because we didn't even really get into so much more. And then you can pick another song then too.
We got to dig in. But is there a song that lifts you up, that gets you pumped to go running, or just something that you think would fit well on our playlist?
Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen. So he had me at a concert. And I got to go by limo. And
Wait a second. He had you at a concert?
Yeah, and he sang Born to Run. And it was
amazing.
Awesome. It was in Boston. Remember when Bruce played in Boston?
Yeah, at Gillette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was massive. Everyone was talking about, yeah.
It was awesome. And he sang the song. And it was unbelievable. And like I was like, I have all these like unbelievable moments, but that was really special.
That is the perfect song. We do not have that one on the playlist, so that is just the perfect addition.
Yeah, and then Boston's Shipping Out. What's that?
Oh yes,
Dropkick
Drop
Murphys.
kick. I actually think I did add that because
that's a good
Boston Weeks
one.
is such a big part of our identity now that that one just had to be on there.
A very first awesome triathlon for you could be the Boston Tri, and
Ooh.
they love that. They love that song. The Boston Tri is really, really fun. Think about it. Sign up. It's
Hey, real quick, outside of
do
Kona, favorite triathlon could be even a short distance triathlon. Don't include the Boston Tri though.
not including the Boston Tri because I really, really love the Boston Tri. I got my ass kicked in Phoenix, Arizona, but I really loved it.
Nice.
Phoenix, Arizona is something for everybody, whether you're elite or a first timer. The weather's awesome. You have cactuses in your back when they give you your photos. I'm like, holy shit, are those cactuses? I didn't even see those when I ran by them.
Cool.
So that will be Erica's first full Ironman then.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
that would be
Phoenix.
that's a great first time. I'll go with you. We'll have so much fun. It really it's an okay. It's a great course. It's not too hilly. I don't like the hill.
I like to call it a fair course.
I'm afraid.
Like not
I'm-
too hilly, but not flat.
Right.
Because I've been to Cozumel, and that's
Yeah.
all flat. And
Yeah.
like, just imagine being in
Oh, it
Arrow
just
the entire
burns out,
time.
Yeah, burns out your muscles.
No, and then
right?
you don't have an excuse for having a shitty race. If it's all flat, people are like, "Oh, that's on you. You had a flat, fast course. What happened?" I'm like, "Oh, well." Like, you have
So
nothing.
what distances does the Boston Tri offer? Is it like a sprint or
Sprint, Olympic, and then the sprint, and I think the half too.
Okay.
And they're
I
fun.
will- I'll
like
noodle
it's
on it.
really, really fun. You should think about it.
This is the furthest we've ever gotten, Becca. She just said she'll noodle on it.
Well, I think the hardest part is signing up, and then you're like, "Shit, I gotta get this done." And that's the thing is like once you sign up, you kind of feel better. I always say, if your dreams don't scare your parents, they're not big enough. So if you tell your parent or you tell each other or yourself something, and you're not scared, go big, go bigger.
I got myself into some trouble. I got into the ultra scene and I had a couple 100-milers that I was like, what did I
Like
do?
2 weeks apart, Becca. She's
that
turned
wasn't
into a
even
crazy
my
ultra runner.
first one, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
What did I do?
She's a crazy ultra runner, crazy cat lady.
Aw.
I like cats. I like running. I like cats. That's me.
All right, Becca. So this year coming up, what do we expect? Where will you be? What are your plans? What's your A goal? What's your B goal? What's your fun goal? What are you doing? And also, what's like your favorite fuel around mile 19?
Goo. Roctane goo is like my definite favorite. The Roctane just works for me. People switch to all these different things and I've just stuck. I started with 2 goos and now actually Z was the one that said switch to 5 every 5 miles. I'm like, I'm going to gain weight on this run. That's really silly. And he's like, no, and that just works for me. So every 5 miles I take a Roctane goo and that really helps. I only drink water on the course. I've never really done Gatorade. I don't want to be sticky and everything. So
yeah.
What's your favorite flavor though?
Roctane. It's the pomegranate cherry.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that's a good one.
Pomegranate.
So
Yeah.
hey, if you drop one at all on the course, don't fear. We're going to have one at mile 19 for you. You don't have to stop either.
I'm stopping. What's your tent going to say?
Hold one out.
We're going to have our original banner.
We usually set up by the Johnny Kelly statue.
Okay, I will find you. I'm going to stop at your tent and come find you guys.
We're going to be runners left. You are going to hear us, guaranteed.
We
got
both
at
have
least
megaphones.
Yeah, we got at least a dozen of us.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a party.
I'll find you. I will positively find you. I will absolutely will. My PR is only 3:04. Like I usually I can run the 5K in like 17:30 usually when I was racing in college, but I'm not happy with my marathon time. It's 3:04. So I'm going to break 3. Every time I try and break 3, I'm like, oh shit, this is really hard.
Well, don't let us slow you down.
No,
We'll literally
you'll be
just
the
have high
first that I
fives and
need.
goos for you.
But I'm doing Boston and London this year. I already did London, but I'm going back. Like I really love it. And
London's
then
amazing.
Lake Placid, I'm going to be doing Lake Placid this summer. So
Ironman?
Mhm.
Steve's gonna be there.
Yeah. Oh,
We have
that's
a friend
perfect.
who's gonna. That's his
Perfect.
first Ironman ever.
He's like
Is
you.
gonna
He
be the
didn't do
full.
anything else. He's going straight to full.
Yep.
That's the only way to do it. Rip off the Band-Aid and go big.
Yep.
Go home.
Well, that's awesome.
So cool.
Where can people find you? I mean, obviously people just Google you, but like, are you still coaching? Are you taking runners, or are you hosting any programs or doing anything? Where will they see you on Saturday?
Saturday, I'll be all over. I've been on the course every single week. And I mean, every single Saturday, every weekend. I like doing the course a lot. But BeccaPizzi.com is my website. And then Instagram, on Instagram, Becca Pizzi. Facebook.
That's awesome. There's so much we could have covered, Becca, like the children's book, the foundation. I would love to have you back one day. We can talk about it all. Like, this is very Boston heavy here, but that's just why we call it Boston Week. So it's a ton of fun. Thank you so much. You're the freaking best. Thanks for following us and being a supporter at the same time. And so thrilled to finally have you on the podcast, Becca.
Thanks for having me, and I'll see you at mile 19.
Yes.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Becca Pizzi on the On the Runs podcast.
Oh, Becca, you are incredible. This was such a fun conversation, and I honestly could have listened to you for hours. So thank you so much for coming on and just chatting with us. It was so awesome. I hope you enjoyed us, because we'd love to have you back sometime.
Oh, I can't wait to have her back. She was awesome. So I really hope you do come back, because maybe we can dive a little deeper into some of those other stories we want to talk about where we spare no details, and, just have her on, reoccurring every year, because she has so many. And the children's book, the foundation, her own 5K. Let's find out when that 5K is, and let's do that 5K,
Please.
5Ks can be fun. I know a lot of people are like, oh, 5Ks are miserable. They can be a lot of fun too. So
they're only miserable if you're going like balls to the wall. if you just do like a 10-minute pace, you're all good. A 12-minute pace, you're awesome.
She should do one of those action figures with Big Z. That would be cool. You see, everyone's posting these action figures, and we're going to talk about ours in a second.
Oh,
but
hilarious.
Her and Big Z, Allie, do you know who Big Z is?
No, tell me.
He's the tallest player to ever play in the NHL. He was the Boston Bruins captain.
Oh, that's sick.
And when you listen to the episode, you'll hear Becca talk about him a lot, because he started running marathons and Becca's his coach.
Very cool. That's super, super cool. By the way, speaking of hockey, I don't want to ruin your outro here. Do you guys watch the Caps game where Ovi broke the record?
Yes.
So sick.
I didn't watch it live. Now, let me ask you this. Being from New Jersey, are you a Devils fan, Islanders fan, New York fan? Because you're like right there in NYC.
I know. Well, I'm not a Rangers fan, because no. And no to Islanders. I'm a Devils fan. And then I think Caps are my second team, just because Georgetown and DC and all that. Like I love going to Caps games.
So I have a friend that I used to referee hockey with, and she lives in Long Island. She's a diehard Islanders fan, and I'm texting her the day before the game, and I'm showing her ticket prices, and I know she has season tickets. I'm like, you should not go to this game. You need to sell. She goes, I need to go. I need to see history. I go, put your tickets up for $3,000. Your seats are wicked good. Like, I'm saying that's $1,000 more than what they were going for. They were going for $2,000.
It's insane.
She has 4 tickets. Put them up for $3,000 each. Some dude with a helicopter is going to buy them like it's nothing. And then you got $12,000.
Yeah. Did she end up going?
Instead, she put $1,100 down in a bet, and he scored, so she won $900. I'm like, you could have had $12,000.
I was so close. I never bet on sports, and I was so close. I think I bet like $7 that he wasn't going to get it, which we all knew that wasn't going to happen. I knew he was going to score, but I did did no, and then I did yes, and then when I did yes, I did shorthanded, but the Islanders were shorthanded. The Caps were not shorthanded, so I lost like the 5. I didn't bet 500, but like I had the opportunity to win like $500, and I didn't win because I messed up. But anyway, it was cool to watch.
Well, I said to her, I go, you bet $1,100. What if he didn't score? She goes, oh, I would have bet $2,200 the next day, and then $4,400. She's like, eventually he's going to score, and I'm going to win.
I respect that confidence.
I was like, whoa.
I don't have confidence like that.
Me neither. That would scare the living crap out of me.
I'm like, here's my $7 bet. And
that's more my speed. Yeah.
I hope I win the 500. Like, I do the bare minimum.
But you know who didn't scare the crap out of me? My action figure, because he's damn freaking sexy. He's a good-looking guy.
The calves on that action figure.
Crazy.
So I got to take some credit for this, because I saw everybody doing it, and I'm like, I need to give this a try.
Well, I tried first.
You did. But I was the one who got the winner. I don't know what you were typing
chef's
in,
kiss.
But it was great.
Mine made me really short, Allie, and Erica was taller than me.
That
Now, mine looked like
we're
me,
even.
but I didn't think it would look like Erica. No,
It
the one
didn't
of us
look like
standing,
me,
you were
no.
like a foot taller than me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
the
But
one you
yeah.
posted, Eric, didn't really look like Erica, but yours was spot on. And
Yeah.
then when the one
So
you
that's
posted,
the one
Erica,
Erica
was
made.
like identical to you.
It at least had my sense of style down. It had
Yeah.
it had the sparkle
Yeah.
skirt and the compression socks, and I was like,
That's right.
that's as good as it's gonna. And a ponytail, so it really was as close as it was gonna get. But
That's all right.
I had tried just a few of me, and the first one I tried got me like hands down, like trail runner, smiling, happy, sparkly. And then the more I tried to change it, the less like the second one was like this angry, like I had a face and I had like muscly arms. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
The
That
opposite
ain't
of
me.
you. You're like, not that you don't have muscly arms, but you're not
Well,
angry.
I don't have muscly arms.
No,
but
you
I'll-
do, but you're just not angry.
I'll have to send you the picture later because I didn't actually. Yeah, look at that. Can you see that? I'm like, I mean business.
Wait, you look like
On the
the
puds,
female
do you see
version
that?
of Tarzan.
Oh, yeah, she does.
I think
Like, what is that?
I think I said to the prompt, so it made me 6-star Erica. I had my catchphrases. Don't forget to stretch. On the Runs podcast host. Like, I gave them the necessary prompts. And then I said, add a pickle as a snack and a belt buckle because I was like, I'm a finisher. And so I'm holding a pickle. It's got the belt buckle. I look like that one makes me look like Amy Farrah Fowler from what is
Oh
it?
my
Big
God,
Bang
from
Theory?
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I'm like, so I had sunglasses in the first one, but those are actual glasses, and I'm like, where are they getting this? Like, that's the one that's pretty perfect.
That
like,
one's
it's
That's
money.
on point.
really funny. So
That is
that
so
was
on
number
point.
one. But
I
yeah,
need to make one. I don't even know how to do it. I don't
We
know
did
how
it
to do
through
it.
ChatGPT, like just
Okay.
typing in some shit.
So
but
here's
I
the
gotta do
first
it.
one I made, and where she's taller than me. Look how short I am.
Okay, that one killed me though.
wait, Stoolie in the background. I missed that. He's like
I
lumpy.
know.
He's a little messed up.
Oh my God. But it was such a hoot making these things. Like I was cackling. I'm sending them like each of the wrong, like terrible looking ones, just laughing and
So
but
funny.
the show, yeah, you got to show the YouTube watchers that's the one that we pretty much stuck with.
Yeah, I like that one.
But then
That's
it
spot
had-
on.
Stoolie on the bottom.
I had a couple
He's
compliments.
so cute, like in
a couple
the
people
move.
called me out and
On the
said,
move.
dude, you made yourself look too good. And I'm like, I didn't do it. Erica
was
made
me.
it. Even Ashley said, that's not you.
No, you know
you're-
what?
You're a
The-
dad of twins and
the
you don't
prompt
have
was-
muscles.
I did have to tell it once that you have no hair because it did give you
I
a
saw
full-
that one. Yeah.
Did it give him a full set of hair?
Oh, yeah, I got it. Hold on.
I
There
said
it is.
what is it? Iron Man. Eric is an Iron Man.
Oh
and then I
my
had to-
God.
Looks like I have a toupee or something, really.
In that I had to say Eric
Not the
has no hair.
pickle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Now,
But-
this one is
Ooh, do the
pterodactyl.
Oh.
Pterodactyl came out like that.
Oh
like
my
she's
God.
an X-Man's character
New contact photo.
with golf
That's
gloves.
incredible.
It says Patera.
Pterodactyl.
Patera.
Yeah.
Patera.
That was a lot of fun. You know,
my
a lot
God,
of
it really
people
was.
do these things, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be a copycat. And you remember the one of like all the characters at the finish line? Hillary did one, and it was hilarious. But they're like characters from Sesame Street, like running a marathon.
Muppets.
The Muppets,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, okay, I could do a Muppets way we are podcasting. I didn't go ahead and do it. So I was just like, you know what? Everyone's doing running ones of these action figures. Ours has to be podcast. So we got the microphones and everything. That works. That's good for me. I don't feel like I'm just going with the trend. We're OGs here. We like to be original, but we do
Yeah.
draw a lot of inspiration from others.
True. I just love how in I think it was in the final one of the two of us. It has my catchphrase, but it was "Don't forget to retch," and he had to add an S, so it was sort of okay.
I added the S, but I couldn't get the forget. But the
classic
forget is still
ChatGPT mess up.
perfect. So for now on, that's your catchphrase. Don't forget.
to
Don't
retch.
forget.
I love that
Forget.
Hannah, by the way, saw that and called it out. And by the way, Hannah is a future guest on the
Yay.
LG show.
She
Com-
is
coming in May.
Perfect.
coming in May.
I can't
Monday
wait.
Night Media also has some huge news coming in May 1st, actually. So get excited. Get excited.
I'm
Yes.
hyped.
That's all we're talking about. That's the tease.
Yeah, we're not alled to say anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Lips are sealed on Monday
But
Night
they're
Media
going to
News.
want to know that it's beep.
Yeah, can you imagine? And we just keep talking.
I wish.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And it's not what you think. It's not, well, it is a partnership, but it's not a brand partnership.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we're going to talk about.
Okay.
But guess what I did this weekend?
I was going to ask you because we always talk about me, and I feel like we never talk about you. No, the whole intro was like, Erica, what did you do? I'm like, I didn't.
Well, because that's what it always is. I'm asking the questions,
I know.
and you're like, "Oh, Eric, this is a great podcast. Bye, guys. Don't forget to stretch." I'm like, you never asked me how I was doing.
Don't forget the way that I'm positioned in Riverside right now is in between your little tiff right now. Like I'm like it's you guys
Eric,
on the sides, and it's me in the middle.
You need to
and I'm like, please
tell the listeners what you did this weekend. It better have been good with all that snow.
I had my best run of the year.
Yeah,
on the snowiest day in April, and I
did not go outside yesterday.
dude,
I saw it was hailing, and I was like, no.
I went to bed, and I knew I had the boys all day, and I mapped out a run in Sandown, and I text my mom. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing tomorrow? Can I come over, and can you watch the kids for 1 hour so I can go for a run?
Okay.
I just need to go for a run. Yeah, come over. Well, I wake up to all that snow, and I'm like, not going for a run.
Damn it.
She goes, why don't you come over anyways? The circle's clear. So my mom lives on a circle. It's a half a mile.
Okay.
And it has a hill. So I would get a hill. It's a good hill, not a little hill. This is like, 300-foot hill, not elevation, but lengthwise. It's a good hill. I got to take you to Sandown one day. She goes, you could walk in circles around. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I got to run for an hour. That would be about 18 circles. It'll look cool on Strava. It looked like a NASCAR race. By the way, 3 for Dale. I got the Dale hat on.
Love that.
So I showed up, and now it's raining, and I just don't want to do it. So I ran for an hour on the treadmill at my parents' house in the basement. Wicked old ass treadmill. My mom watched the boys. I got a proper warm up in. I ran with Bex for an entire hour. I did 3 of her classes.
Oh, nice.
I paced myself easily. That's why it was a good run, because I never went faster than a 10-minute pace, which I needed. I needed a long, slow run. And Nicole, every time I run, it's like, you're going out too fast. I go, I can't control it because I run outside all the time. I don't run on a tread.
Yeah.
I had a good freaking treadmill run, and I sweated too. And it felt so good to sweat like that.
Look at that smile. I love that, Eric.
I'm
That's
proud
awesome.
Of you.
So I went on a run.
Proud of you.
And I'm
really hard.
gearing up for New York. I might go skiing one more time. One more. But now we're New York City
Jay
prepping.
Peak still open? There you go.
Yeah. It's going to snow there Wednesday. I think I'm going.
Do it.
You got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Work from the chairlift.
Those are my favorite messages when Eric's like, I'm trying out this new voice memo thing. I'm on the chairlift, but these are my chairlift thoughts. And I was like, that should either be a band name or we should make that a pod series.
It could be one like on the chairlift. Just be like, hey, welcome to the chair pod. How you doing?
15 minutes on the chairlift.
Now it'd be more like 3 to 5. And
True.
you get like every little guess and then da-da-da-da-da. So
that's fun.
It's fun to meet strangers. Oh, I went skiing on Friday last week, the last Friday at Ragged.
Yeah.
I got on the chairlift, and this guy starts talking to me. I forget how, but Goffstown came up.
No shit.
And the Goffstown, well, he says, where are you from? And I said Manchester, and he goes, I used to live in Goffstown. And I say, oh, we go on the Goffstown Rail Trail all the time with the kids. He goes, oh, I used to do that too. And then he asked me randomly, starts asking me about running. I haven't said a word about the podcast.
Okay.
And then he goes, do you do any of the local races? And I go, yeah, I do quite a few of the local races, maybe it's some Millennium ones or whatever around the area. And he goes, oh, okay. He was the co-founder of Loco Running.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wait, is that like a local?
Loco? What is a local running brand?
LOCO.
Like Total Image or like
okay, gotcha.
Millennium. Like, yeah,
right.
Loco
so cool.
they did the Rock Fest that I like so much.
Yes. And
but
so he's retired now and living the good life skiing, but he still puts on events. Like a lot of them were gravel bike riding events.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I was just like, what are the chances? And then he goes, yeah, do you do a lot of those races? I'm like, yeah, I do some, good bit of time. And then I had to tell him. I had to tell him. Like,
Did
what
you
are the
get
chances
his name,
of that?
though?
I got his contact. Well, I sent it to you. Remember I sent you that website?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't even know if I clicked.
No, you didn't. I just said I'm sending you this for later for my notes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
sense.
cool guy, funny small world type of thing. I think the lift ride started out as we're both playing hooky from work, and then he goes, "Well, I can kind of do this when I want," and I'm like, "Me too, kind of, So
As long as you get some work done.
As long as I block my
Eventually.
calendar.
check my email every time I'm on the lift.
He's got a very important meeting. It'll
I've
take him like 18
I've
to
taken
20
many
minutes
of
to get
meetings
down.
from the mountain, from the lodge.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Does your work care? Like your work, do they know? Do they care? As long as
Actually,
you're
most of the time, my boss knows when I'm at the mountain. Yeah,
nice.
I'd say 9 out of 10 times he knows I'm there.
Hey,
I mean,
as long as
honesty
they're
is
cool
the
with
best
it.
policy, Eric.
That's
Then
right.
you know what? He just knows what to expect.
And you're still
Right.
working, so whatever.
And then he
you
asked
are
me
still
how
working.
the skiing was. Like, I get my shit done.
See?
Yeah.
It's the
have
best
like
way
a
to do it.
corporate retreat out at like a mountain somewhere.
I'm trying to get him to come with me. I'm actually wearing the shirt of the mountain right
Right.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are. Very cool. All right, I got a question for you. So, I look at our Instagram stories because you are the one who runs the account. And I saw
The admin runs the account. The
Yeah.
admin.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. So I saw that you put up a suggestion box for people to
Oh, I
suggest
did.
signs, and I'm gonna need to know what some of those are. Did people give you some good ones? Did
So-
anybody say anything?
This
Yeah,
has
can you
actually
read them
been
to us, Eric?
this has been a topic. Like, we're talking about what are we going to have
I
on
have-
signs.
So much cardboard at my house, so I need these ideas. Like we are coming through. Like Allie, you got to be ready. Like
I'm ready.
We're gonna come through with some awesome signs for you.
Based on my experience last year, I know it's going to be incredible this year. It's incredible every year.
You got
guys
it,
are the
you got
best. You
it.
do it right. I got my little text from Erica, and she was like, "Hey, girl, what can I get for you at the store?" She's
I
like,
got
"Same
them
thing as
Tutti
last
Frutti
year,
things.
or Tutti Frutti Sis gels."
Mm-hmm.
And I think I said Coca-Cola this year.
"Yep, we got you covered."
I
All
love
right,
it.
so I got the responses up. I actually got quite a few responses. I was
Good,
happy
good,
about
good.
this. I'm not going to tell you who wrote the responses except the last one, because the last one's
Sure.
pretty great.
Okay.
So we have free freeze pops.
Ooh, can
If
I
you
give a
listen-
shout out?
If you listen to the Boston Fundraiser series, you'll know who that's from.
I gotta give a shout out to Leslie, our wonderful Patreon and my ultra friend, because she offered to get the freeze pops. So
Yes.
Dan Foley,
Best.
we're coming through with your freeze pops because how could we not?
That's who it
She-
was. It was
yes.
Dan, by the way.
I know.
Dan's the man. I'm sure he's never heard that before. I heard a few people donated to his charity. Love that.
Oh, great.
The skinny pig. We got the classic. Don't forget to stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
That sign needs to more so be at the finish line, not mile 19, but finish line.
Maybe I'll do don't forget to stretch and in parentheses later.
Later.
How's that sound?
yeah, that's
Yoda, keep this going with a picture of Yoda on it.
I'll see what I can do. I am not an artist though. So I was even thinking of doing a Stoolie one and I'm like, I don't think I could do Stoolie justice.
So this one's a sign that I should probably have. Keep running if you think I'm hot.
There we go.
A lot of people
Okay.
are going to be stopping.
you should just put your little action figure on it.
Yeah,
print
that
it
would
out.
work. My mini me. How's it gonna pinch in that poop? I'll repeat. How's it gonna pinch in that poop?
That's the sign. That's the one.
I love it.
The next sign is the fun starts here, which is actually fitting because it's
I like that.
Heartbreak Hill.
Oh, I was
It
just
should be the
thinking,
fun
where the
charts
party?
here.
All right, here's a
Did
classic.
you get that? Hold on. He's like skimming over that. That was
I missed
really
it.
funny.
What
So
was
you
it?
should put the fun charts here
Ah!
because everybody's probably shitting their pants on Heartbreak Hill. I mean, I
See?
was the first time.
I'm glad I made him back up. Like beep 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 beep.
yeah, back it
you
up,
gotta
Eric.
back it up.
We have been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
I love seeing those signs. That is the funniest shit.
This one's for Boston. You're faster than the green line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we have Allie G coming in with "Don't shit yourself in the last 10K."
Yep. That's where it
Thank
all
you.
goes down.
Thank you, Allie, for throwing one in there.
You're
Amazing.
welcome,
1,
Eric.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. I like that. Not
That's
bad
good.
for about 5 hours ago.
It's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good. Yep. And so We had the request to put "Don't Fear the Code Brown," so that one is definitely going to go on a sign.
I like that.
And then, I'm gonna.
Do we still have last year's sign? The high
We
five
sure
for
do.
power.
Yep.
Is
with
that
our
what, is that
stickers
what
on
it said?
Something
God
along
forgive
that.
me, I
Well,
missed the
Fear for
sign.
power.
the opposite side said you're sexy. Because we
Thank you,
utilize both
Alex, for that
sides of
one.
the sign to save the earth.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
your
course.
brother came in with that one. That one made a lot of people smile. So
That was good.
We'll
That
definitely
was
bring
good.
those. But I saved them, and I have more cardboard. So I'm just going to keep growing my cardboard sign collection, and I'll just keep
I love
bringing them
that.
every year. So
We can recycle them.
Yeah.
They're getting good use.
Reuse and save the planet.
That's right.
I'm not
Erica,
good
what
at
are
rhyming.
what are some of the requests you got for snacks on course? Snacks or drinks?
Oh man, somebody wanted a banana. Coca-Cola was a
Love
big
that.
one.
Do you know what my
another-
kids call bananas?
No.
Ooh, ahs.
That's
Ooh, ah.
That's really cute.
That's super cute.
And like steak or chicken is rah meat.
Rah meat.
Like dinosaurs, rah meat.
Rah.
That's so cute being a kid. I love
By
that.
the way,
know.
Tyler right now is obsessed with the song Sandstorm.
Seriously?
Yeah.
How did he get obsessed?
Yeah.
A
Were you
Peloton
listening to
reel with Cody Rigsby.
Oh my God. I know exactly what you're
He
talking
saw the
about.
reel and then he kept going to play it over. And I'm like, you like the song? He goes, yeah. And then I go, Alexa, play Sandstorm. He runs around the kitchen, the island in the kitchen, over and over and over and over. And then the next song plays automatically like a random song. He goes, no. And he's like, he's trying to say Sandstorm.
Mhm. That's super cute.
The other one is Lady Gaga, Bad Romance, because
throwback.
ooh la la. And he goes, rah.
You're gonna have to show him the meat dress.
Yeah.
Lady
What's
Gaga on
that?
the meat dress.
Rah meat.
Yeah, rah meat. She wore that meat dress to was it the VMAs or something? MTV.
Yeah,
Music
like
Awards?
what?
Oh, I'll have to see. I
2011? Oh, it's
yeah,
old.
way
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Way
VMAs,
back.
that's aging me and Erica there. The
They're
VMAs.
still around, aren't they?
Yeah,
No,
but
maybe?
I mean, the meat dress was like an iconic moment
So
in pop
Allie,
music.
I remember watching the VMAs on 9/9/99. September
I have no
9th,
idea what that even
1999.
Guaranteed
you mean the date?
NSYNC was there.
Yeah.
I feel like they had to have been.
Allie, were you alive in 1999?
Yeah, I was alive. I was 3.
It hurts my heart. I always forget that I'm 10 years older than you, but it happened.
I know, but like you're young at heart, so like who cares?
I am. You saw
Age
me
is just
get
a
all
number,
giggly and
Erica.
Nancy when you showed up. So yeah, that is me
That's right.
in a nutshell.
I mean, that's how I'm gonna be in 10 years. So that's why we get along.
Good.
What else do we got, Erica, though, for snacky snacks and drinky drinks? We
Let
have,
me see if I can find.
somebody requested a Bud Light.
Oh yeah,
I would like you
that
to
was
make it a
Meg.
6-pack. And
Oh.
I think we need to drink the Bud Light with her.
Do you
I am
guys
on it.
drink when you're spectating?
No, but
I tend not to, only because
I mean,
I
no
don't want to
judgment, I
pee
just-
in the middle of it because
Well-
it's straight. Once the people start coming, I just want to be there.
Hey,
and
Yeah.
we're going to actually have to have a conversation. Because 2 years in a row, someone has come and gotten shit-faced. And that can't happen.
Oh no.
it wasn't me either.
No. And she doesn't listen to the pod, so I don't mind talking about
Well,
it.
we
But
hope we don't know.
no, she doesn't. She's gotten shit-faced both times, and that can't happen. Not around us with the
Girl,
signage and everything.
Drink your water. Don't know.
No one get drunk. And you know what?
Bring her
putting her best-
0%.
I'm putting her
proof or
friend
whatever.
Tara Pterodactyl on the job. Tara Pterodactyl, it's your job to babysit her.
Oh no. Sarah's gonna be
Erica's
like, you
so bummed
son of a
out.
bitch."
Tara's like, I love her, but man, when she drinks, I'm out.
We will be fun and respectable and not a spectacle. Let's put it that way.
That's right.
But yeah, so I made a whole list. Of course, it's in my purse because I want to make sure I have it. But we are bringing soda. I'm going to get little bottles of water in case people need those. We got orange slices and pretzels. Lots of like candy, like Twizzlers, the Nerds clusters. I have a special request for the Albanese gummy bears. So if I can find a bag of those, I'll just like divvy them up into little
Ooh.
baggies and stuff too. What else? I don't know. Any suggestions from you guys like that like spectators might want to eat too?
I
Make sure we're
want to
taken care of.
know. I want to
Yeah,
know.
what are you guys want to snack on?
Maybe like a sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Mhm.
Allie, I can only tease here, but there's going to be a surprise guest flying in and even staying in Erica's spare room the night before the marathon to cheer everyone on. And a lot of people are going to be wicked excited when they see this person, including you, Allie.
That's right. You told me about this 2 days ago, and I was like, I'm ready. You're like, what did you say to me? You're like, you better be ready to stop for like 3+ minutes.
Yeah. I said,
He's like, bank
people
your
are coming.
time.
I go, run really fast to get your time because you're taking a 3-minute break because you're going to be so excited because we teased it earlier. We're like, this person has to come. Just buy the plane ticket. And they bought the plane ticket. They're staying. I think they're going to pay for your Easter dinner too because they'll be at your house on Easter.
Well, they don't have to, but we're going to make sure that they are nice and comfortable when they get here.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I can't wait.
We're going to come back on Thursday. The pod's going to be back on Thursday. We got a couple more fundraisers that came in late, and we're going to tell you all about what we're planning on, thinking we're going to do and be on Saturday for the Expo Day.
Nice.
We're going to do nothing on Sunday. Sunday's Easter. I got to build a trampoline, actually. We got a trampoline.
Oh, dang.
Is that like an Easter gift from the bunny?
It's a birthday gift, but it's a delayed birthday because the birthday was in Mexico. And I thought, hey, that was birthday gift enough. And now we had to buy a trampoline, and we got something else. Oh, the boys are getting bikes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's fun.
So we're doing a big birthday party the week after, a combined one, because the kids never got to have a birthday party. So, and it's hopefully good weather. We're going to do it during April vacation, school vacation up here in New Hampshire, Allie. So, yeah.
Love it.
So we're going to come back Thursday and enjoy that Thursday episode because pretty soon on the runs, we'll be back to 1 day a week because there's going to be a big, I don't want to say major because they're going to think it's world major, but a huge announcement coming up for Monday Night Media at the end of the month, dropping, fingers crossed, May 1st.
Excellent.
It's going to happen.
Big things are coming.
Big things, fun things. Guys, don't forget to follow us everywhere you can follow us. Instagram, subscribe to that YouTube channel. Who cares about Facebook? Go follow the TikTok. Sometimes Pterodactyl puts up the Facebook or the TikTok post. Follow Stoolie in the Wild. Erica kind of runs that account sometimes. And follow the Allie G Show. In fact, Allie G, plug your discount code. You got a discount code before like your 12th track, and it's the biggest discount code they've ever given out. Tell everyone real quick what they can get and what the code is.
Well, you can get a windbreaker / rain jacket like Erica. You can get a long sleeve shirt also like Erica. You can get bolt socks like me. You can get whatever your running heart desires at backline.com, BAKLINE.com. And if you use code AllieG in all caps, you get 25% off, which they've never done before, ever. Just for pod listeners and Monday Night Media and On the Runs and all of our pod fam.
You're the real deal.
And you got to let me know what you get because as Erica knows, and Eric, you know too, I love merch. So let me know what you buy.
That's right.
I'll have to model it when it comes in.
If you don't, I'll be so upset.
Don't worry. I'll make sure I do.
I know you will.
I got to get something. I know what I'm going to get. I just got to remember to do it. Guys, it's Backline, BAKLINE, and it's Allie G, ALLIE G. Those will be in the show notes. They're also in Allie G's show notes. So go check out the Allie G show. She's almost at the magic number 17 track, where I always will say, anyone can start a podcast. But what are you going to talk about in episode 17?
You said that since day one.
She's figuring it out. She's got the content. She's building it. She's doing great. The only other one I forgot to say was Threads. Leave us a comment on Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating. Join our Patreon page. Allie, you got to create a Patreon page. Do it. I know you will.
I do. I know. And YouTube.
That's coming. That's it. This whole process has been an absolute joy because we're learning, and Allie and I are actually geez, Allie, let's talk about it real quick. We had an hour-long meeting the other morning.
We did. It was incredible.
It was awesome. We're talking about schedule. We got calendars. We're talking about how are we going to drop YouTube and go. I am enjoying the hell out of this because just the constant communication and the planning, and
It's so fun.
we're building something pretty freaking awesome here, and you're totally on board. So
100%.
And people
Been on
love
board
your
since day
show.
one. I hope they do. I mean, I really hope they do. You're doing a great job. I just need to make sure I'm doing a great job for you.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
But
I think
no,
you
it's
are.
exciting.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
The trick is consistency and staying ahead and not running out of content. So you got that. You're not running out of content because you got a topic that can expand and evolve with all your guests. It's not like, oh, I got nothing else to talk about anymore,
No, for sure.
So
For sure. It's been great though. And our meeting it really was a surprise. Eric's like, can I grab you for 5 minutes? I'm like, yeah, for sure. We were literally on the phone for like an hour. And then
Because
I
wanted
texted him after as if he wasn't sick of me by then. And I was like, I'm so excited for Monday Night Media.
yeah, we were so pumped. It was like, we will text all the time, Erica, but this was a case of I had to screen share how to do something for her.
Okay.
Like, this is how you do it. And that screen share turned into a 45-minute. You're like, oh crap, I have a meeting in 1 minute. I got to go. Like a real work meeting. I'm like, yeah, mine's
My
in
computer's
15,
ringing.
which is weird. You had a meeting at 1:15. That was kind of a weird time. But
Always.
I was like, I had one at 10 a.m. anyway. So that was awesome. That
Always
was our
early.
Wednesday.
Oh,
That was
fun.
our Wednesday. It was great.
And I had another meeting last week. I have another. Oh, we have 2 meetings this week, Erica. 2.
Wait, we or just you?
Well, you're on the invite to every one of them.
When is it? Is it during my work day?
We have one on Thursday. Yeah.
Eric's like, I actually am a good employee.
We have one on Thursday from the other side of the pond, by the way.
All right. I don't know if I saw these. I'm
You're
a
in the
terrible
emails.
I'm a terrible
Okay,
employee.
Erica doesn't open links. She doesn't accept calendar invites. And yeah, if you need to get in touch with her, try another way.
I might answer a phone call. We'll see.
Maybe. Maybe.
Depends who it is.
Hey, she always answers when I call. So, she's great. She's the best co-star, best rock star, badass of a co-host.
You are
6-star
queen.
Erica. The best. Take us home, girl.
Allie G, thank you so much for joining us for these tros. I had a blast tonight. This was great.
Oh my God, this is the highlight of the week. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. And Boston runners, I hope you are dealing with those taper crazies and just chilling out before the big day. We are so excited for you, but we will be back on Thursday, so don't forget. But all in all, thank you for listening. You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
And don't forget to retch.
Retch. After the race.
3, 2, 1, yeah!
I hope you enjoyed us because we'd love to have you back sometime.
Oh, I can't wait to have her back.
That was a good one.
I need to post that on as a reel.